Welcome to Doubly. Doubly is founded by me and Max, which is my partner. And we have experience in the WordPress plugins about for 10 years. Max was also involved in the Revolution slider development. And in the past couple of years, we're with Unlimited Elements, which has already about 200K users, active users, which is pretty awesome. If you don't know Unlimited Elements, it was also a deal on MarTech when we first launched, which was pretty awesome. And it was a great experience for us. So we decided to come back, get some feedback from the community. And we already got a lot of feedback, which I'm going to go over today and tell you how we're going to implement it and when and what. So Doubly is a copy-paste anything between WordPress websites plugin. Our vision is to let you guys copy and paste easily every type of entity inside of WordPress. Now, of course, not everything is supported already, but I'm going to show you what's supported and what we plan on supporting later on. And our values are keep it simple, make it fast, secured, and reliable, which are things that are very important when we're talking about front-end copy pasting, which I'll also show you later on. So the first thing I want to show you guys about Doubly is that you can bulk copy paste posts, which is the most basic thing inside of WordPress. So over here, I have two different websites, and I'm going to jump into posts inside of both of them. And as you can see over here in my staging website, I don't have any posts. And the way we work in our company is that we don't do anything in the live website. So every day and all day, what we're doing is we're moving stuff from live to staging and from staging to live. And just a quick example, and this is just one of the examples. I'm going to move these 4 posts by going into bulk actions, copy, apply. Now it's going to copy. You can see it's copied to the clipboard. I'm going to jump into the staging website where I want my content writers to edit these posts. Then they're going to show me it. If I approve, then we can move it back to the live. So I'm going to click paste, right click, paste, and now it's going to import these posts into the staging website. Now, one of the most important things is that it's done this with all the metadata, the categories, the tags, the featured image. Let's say if we jump inside one of these, I'll just show you that, for example, once the featured image part will open, that it has, if it will have an expert, then that expert has also moved. You can see that the featured image has moved, and categories, tags, whatever you need. So that's one of the reasons that we've created Doubly, to easily move posts. And if you're familiar with WordPress plugins, most WordPress plugins work with posts. So if we're talking about ACF fields or contact form plugins or slider plugins, all sorts of plugins, LearnDash, for example, use posts as the entity of the content. So it's going to work with all of those. And this is where I want to talk about why we created Doubly. So a lot of people have asked us in the initial post that we posted the deal, why did you need to create a dedicated plugin just for copy and pasting? Why didn't you add it for Unlimited Elements? So the first reason is because Unlimited Elements is for Elementor, and we wanted to make a whole solution, not just for Elementor, but also for other page builders and also for other types of entities. For example, posts, pages, WooCommerce orders maybe later on, users maybe later on. Some people in the group asked us, can I move my plugins with all their settings? So that's also something that we're trying to check out if it's possible, and we're going to implement it. So The reason we didn't add it inside of unlimited elements is because we want to support everything inside of WordPress. And we also noticed that export import doesn't always work good in every type of plugin. Just a small example, inside of Elementor, if you're going to export a template, then import it, first of all, it takes a lot of time. It's very time consuming, and it doesn't always work good. It's not always with the proper metadata. It's not always bringing inside the images. If it's from localhost to a live website, it doesn't work well in our plugin. Works seamlessly also from localhost, from staging, and between live websites. The next reason is we needed it ourselves. As I mentioned earlier, that's our workflow. We work from staging to live to staging all day. That's what we do all day. And for example, Unlimited Elements is widgets. We have all sorts of widget demos. So all day we're adding demos and we're moving them from staging to live because we don't want to see people while we're working, and we're adding stuff to existing pages. So we're moving just a specific section. So I believe that this workflow, if we needed it ourselves, that it can fit a lot of you guys as well. And we had a lot of people asking us for this. So like we have a lot of friends with agencies, and they told us that they don't want to install a plugin that has 300 widgets, 200 widgets, bulking up their WordPress website and taking up memory, but they just want this dedicated feature, which is really missing inside of most page builders. So it was really important for us to develop something lightweight, easy, and fast, and reliable. The next part that I want to show is how you can copy a full page instead of a post, rather than a post, with all the content, styles, widgets, and everything like that. So let's jump into the live website over here, inside the staging website, and I'm going to jump into the live website inside of the live and staging. And what I'm going to do actually is I'm just going to copy a full page because, again, let's say a real use case, I want to start editing this page and I don't want to do it on the live version. So I'm just going to click over here, copy. Up here we have copy page. It's copied all the styles, all the content, all the images. And now I'm going to jump into the staging website. I'm going to click paste, right click, paste. And now it asks me if I want to add it as a new page or overwrite the current page that I'm working on. I'm going to import it as a new page. Awesome. You can see that it's successful. And now everything is brought inside. The next use case I'm going to show is I'm going to jump into a different page and I'm going to copy just one section. And again, this right now is supported only for Elementor, but we plan on adding it for other page builders as well. So over here, I'm going to click copy again. And instead of clicking copy page, I'm just going to scroll down to the section that I want to copy. It's going to show me a copy button just for that section. By the way, this little button over here, it's for exporting. So you can also copy and also export. But this time I'm going to copy. And I'm going to jump into my staging website. And now I can decide where I want to paste this inside of the page. So I'm going to click paste, right click, paste, and I can start scrolling the page. And after each section, it's going to show me this orange button paste section here. And also I can paste it in the header or in the footer if they exist. So over here, I'm going to paste it inside. And as you can see, look how fast that is. I mean, that's super, super fast, super easy, very accessible. You guys probably know that if you click edit with Elementor, it's going to load and load and load, and that takes time. So this is without all the loading. Everything is happening in the front end. Of course, you need to be logged in. Another thing that you can use Doubly for, which I think is available in about every website uses this plugin, duplicate post. So now you don't need to install another plugin just for that. If you want to duplicate inside the existing website, you can just copy and paste inside the existing website. So I'm just going to show that. Copy page, and I'm going to paste the page inside the existing. And of course, I want to add it as a new page. Once it's done, it's going to refresh. You can see now that it's a different URL. And now I've duplicated the post. Very simple and easy from the front end. Of course, you can go back in, edit the slug, edit the metadata, but very simple with all the metadata as before. Now, when we're talking about metadata, a lot of people from the group asked us about this. Will it include my rank math metadata that I've added for social networks and sharing the post on Facebook and SEO? So that's something that we're working on. So to support rank math, Yoast, and a couple of people asked for some other lifetime sort of SEO plugins. So we need to look into that to see if it's possible. And if it is, we will add that. So again, it's taking everything, not just the content and the styles, but also if you have other add-ons and stuff like that, or plugins that are adding data to the page or the post, we're going to try to include that as well as much as possible. And of course, for important stuff like rank math, I mean, that you're going to have to copy and paste. Otherwise, what did you do? So that's about that part. The next part I want to show is the live copy button. Now, this is a super, super, super powerful feature. And what it does, you can add a copy button to your website on any Elementor page right now. When we'll add other page builders, you'll be able to add those as well. And let users that visit your website copy designs. Now, you're probably asking yourself, why would I want to let users copy designs? So I'm going to give you a couple of use cases. But before I'm going to jump into the use cases, I want to show you how this button works inside of Unlimited Elements, because we also use Doubly inside of Unlimited Elements. So I'm just going to navigate to one of the widget demos, let's say Image Accordion, which is a really awesome widget. And as you can see, there's a copy button over here, which every user, if he installs Doubly and he has Elementor, he can click copy, and it will copy the whole section. Now, depending if the widgets are pro or not, and if you have Unlimited Elements installed or not, he will be able to go into his website. Let's go into the staging website and right-click, paste, and now he can paste that section from Unlimited Elements into his website. So that's how you copy and paste full designs. Now think how fast you could build a website by going into, now I mean, we have a lot of designs, and the designs here, we have a designer in our team called Ira. She's making amazing designs, as you can see. And to get these designs directly from such a good designer is going to be a big advantage. Now, some people have asked me, why wouldn't I download a full template kit? And let me tell you something. Template kits have sort of failed, and I'll tell you the reason why. In most cases, when someone installs a template kit, first of all, it's not built in the way that he wants. The second thing is that it has a lot of sections that are not relevant to what he needs. So people already prefer to build from scratch. But in this way, that you can select just the sections that you want and copy those into your website, makes it like sort of pick and match. So you can just navigate to a different demo page, decide that you really like, and let's say, I'm going to copy sort of something advanced this time. Let's say this demo. Why it's advanced? Because as you can see, it's using a remote arrow. It's using 3 different widgets which are connected together. And again, this use case is for Unlimited Elements users, but still, I'm just going to show that. You can imagine that I guess you guys are using other add-ons, so you can do this with other add-ons as well. And I'm just going to paste that over here. Let's paste it this time between these 2 sections. And now it's going to bring in all the images, all the style, all the content, and the widgets themselves into the demo over here. So that's an awesome use case. You can start building full home pages, full about pages, contact pages, whatever. Look how awesome that is. And it's working out of the box. So we've added 2 amazing interactive sections in just a couple of seconds. I mean, literally seconds, and they're working. Now, what I wanted to go deeper in, and I think that not fully everyone understood, why would you want to share your designs with other people? So first of all, it will bring traffic to your website. If you're interested, you can make sort of a catalog of designs, share them with your community. That will bring traffic, and everyone knows that traffic is something that will help you rank higher in Google. The traffic is going to be high quality traffic because people are going to stay on the page a long amount of time and try to look for what they want to find, navigate between pages. So it's high quality traffic that's going to stay a long time on your website. And another thing that you can do with this is you could install a membership plugin and open this feature just for people who are paying a membership. So you can actually earn money using Doubly. You can make a live catalog of sections just like we did, but instead of opening it up for everyone, you can decide to open it up only for subscribers, maybe that subscribe to your email, or those who are subscribed through the membership. Now, let me try to show you guys where you can turn this on. So I'm going to jump into the settings of Doubly plugin. Over here, we have Doubly Pro settings. And over here, as you can see, enable front section copy. If you click enable, what this is going to do is it's going to ask you, for whom do you want to allow the front copy button? So by the way, you can just allow it for administrator use. And that's also really nifty because instead of clicking copy on the top each time, you're just going to see it when you visit the page. It all depends on how much you're going to use this. So I know that there are agencies that have already enabled it this way because they have like 100 websites. They want it enabled on all of them. And when they're working on a new website, they're just going to visit a couple of websites, copy and paste from them, and then just adapt the fonts and colors, and they've built a whole new website. So that's pretty awesome. You can decide where to exclude it from. So for example, if you don't want it on the home page and you want it just on a certain page, you can just put the links over here. And you can decide what the tooltip, which is this part over here, what this link is going to lead to. So it's going to be sort of documentation or instructions. So we've made a default, which is really, really good. But if you want to override the default and put a link to your website so people don't get out of your website, you can also change that link and put the instructions over there. So that's pretty nifty and cool. So I hope I've explained in a good way the advantages of the live copy button. So you can use it from unlimited elements. You can add it to your website. You can monetize it to make money, or you can just share designs to build a bigger and better community. For example, maybe a MarTech wise want to open a catalog like this, and then it will serve the community. Next part is about custom post type. So I've sort of touched this earlier when I said that everything in WordPress is made out of posts. Let's see some awesome examples about that. So let's jump into products this time, which is WooCommerce products, of course. And I'm going to do this in both the websites just to show you how nice this is. And in case of products, many times they're really complicated to make. There's variables, there's attributes. Products can be pretty complicated. And sometimes if like you're making a t-shirt website and then you're making a hat website, those can work similarly in those terms. So this is going to move everything. I mean, all the attributes, all the variables, and everything. So let's just bulk copy. I'm going to do more this time. Let's do like 10. I erased by mistake the images earlier when I was rehearsing this slideshow. So sorry for that. But I'm going to copy them. And let's jump over here. You can see there are no products. Going to paste, right click, paste. It's always easy, always simple. I always in the top toolbar, and that's it. We moved all the 10 products, and this is a real use case that a lot of people have been telling us that it's so hard to export, import every time. So look how simple that is. Just copy and paste between the websites. The next use case is for ACF, which is the most, I think it's the most used advanced custom fields. And we're in our live website. I'm going to jump into the staging website. And just what I want to show you, I mean, as you may know, this takes time to build all these custom fields. And you might want to reuse them or move them to staging into live. So look how simple this is. I'm just going to copy both of these. And you can see this one has 7 fields. This one has 5 fields. Bulk actions, copy, apply, jump into my staging website in this case, paste those in, and that's it. I'm ready to go, right? I mean, how fast that is. 7 fields, it's the exact fields, all the settings and everything. So that's just 2 use cases using custom post types. It's also working with Learn Dash. By the way, it also works with WordPress Media. Let me show you that as well. So if I'll jump over here into Media, and let's jump over here to Media. And let's say I want to copy these. You need to be in the list view, by the way, not in the grid view. So you can like bulk select. And let's copy these 4 images. And again, paste on the top, right click, paste. It's going to add those to the list over here, which is really awesome, right? I mean, if these had any data or descriptions or stuff like that, it's going to bring those in as well. It works with videos, with SVGs, with audio. So that's about that. It works also with Elementor fonts. It works also with Elementor fonts and also with Elementor templates, which if you're, I'm not going to show this because I don't want to take too long, but inside of Elementor, you have all sorts of stuff like custom fonts and stuff like that. So you can copy and paste the fonts between websites, which are also kind of annoying to set up each time because they have many variations and types and stuff like that. You can easily copy and paste whatever you have set up. And if you guys think of more use cases that you want us to add, and lately we've added also an option for code snippets. So it's over here. You can copy and paste your snippets. I mean, this is something that most people use on every website, and they reuse their snippets. So just select those, copy and paste. So that's about custom post types. Another thing that was really missing for us is an option to quickly export sub for backing or for sharing and collaborating with other colleagues. Everything that I showed you up to now, wherever you have the copy button, you also have an export button. And you can also create a zip library of exports that you can reuse in the same way that I showed earlier, or back up. So I use WP migration and Akiba when I want to back up my whole website. But what happens when I want to back up just one page? So let's jump into our website over here. And I'm going to click copy. But instead of copying, I'm just going to click export. And this works in the exactly same way. But instead, it's just going to turn this into a zip file. Okay? And you can do this also just for a specific section. Let's say I really liked this contact form, I can just download that section as a zip file. Of course, you're going to want to rename this so you can find it easily later on. And you can store it in Dropbox, on Google Drive, wherever you store stuff. And that's it. It's always accessible. You're going to always be able to copy and paste that. Of course, something important that I don't know if I explained is that if this form is built using Elementor Pro on the website that I'm pasting, I need Pro installed. Or if I'm using unlimited elements, essential add-ons, premium add-ons, whatever you're using, if you're copying from one website, you're going to need it installed on the other website. And we're also working on the option to copy paste plugins. So that will be also easy to move those. And maybe we'll put some kind of warning when you're trying to copy paste something that doesn't exist. Next part is about what we're planning for the future. So one of the reasons why we ran this deal on MarTech is because we wanted feedback from you guys. I mean, this is pretty new. I mean, in 1 month, we've reached a lot of active users. And now with MarTech, it's going to reach a lot of influencers and a lot of people that are really active in Facebook groups. So we're really happy about that. But it's important for us also to keep you guys happy and add whatever you guys need. So as you can see, what we had a poll on our Facebook group, and I've also asked in a couple of places, but this really sums it up in a nice way. So the things that most people wanted is WooCommerce orders. I mean, this is probably a big pain for a lot of people. They want to, let's say they're developing a new WooCommerce website, and they want just to take the old orders from the old website to the new one. So they're looking for an easy way to copy and paste the orders. So we're going to support that. We already started working on it. I don't know to tell you guys when it's going to be ready, because we need to see how long it takes. I don't want to promise something that I can't commit to. I mean, I'm committing to adding it. I don't know what date it will be ready, but we're actively working on it. And the thing is with orders that they come together with users. So these two talk together. We're going to start probably with users and not with orders, because these two are connected. You can't move an order if you don't have the user. So, and another thing that we found out is that we're going to need to be able to move also the coupons, because some of these orders are connected to coupons. So we're going to work on all of these: WooCommerce, users, coupons, and orders, so you can easily move those between websites and migrate your websites from an old website to a new website, which is going to be really, really awesome. Another request for our power users that are started testing this with 100 products in bulk and stuff like that is they want us to be able to copy and paste more data. So we're going to try to make it unlimited. Right now, it depends on your server timeout and stuff like that, or how big the images are in the pages that you're using. But as you can see, I moved 10 products or 5 or 4 and easily. And again, it's going to depend on how heavy the images are and stuff like that, or how big the pages are. But we're going to add support for bigger requests, and eventually, I hope that one day we'll get to it. But we want to be able to copy and paste a whole website. So that's part of the awesome stuff we're working on. Page builders, which I guess is the most important part for a lot of you guys. So right now, we already support Elementor. We already support Gutenberg pages. They work in the same way. We do not support yet Gutenberg sections, because there's a small little problem over there that we don't know how to grab the section because it's missing a class. But we're going to figure it out, and we're going to add it to Gutenberg sections. Also, Gutenberg doesn't exactly work with sections, like a block wrapper or something like that. And we've already actively started working on Divi, even though there's only 6% over here. But in the group, when we first launched, the most comments for requests were for Divi, and I didn't talk about this earlier, but one of our values in our company is to meet user requests. So that's the most important thing for us. I mean, to build something just for ourselves, we don't need. We're building it for users, and we're always listening, always changing plans accordingly to what people want, ask, and need. And a lot of you guys have asked for Divi, even though it's not shown in here in the poll. And I guess that the next one that we're going to actively work on is going to be Bricks. By the way, I saw that the developer of Oxygen has created a new page builder called Breakdance. So I'm not tell me guys what you think in the chat. Do we need to add Breakdance? Do we need to add Oxygen? Do we need to add both of them? I'm really interested to hear your guys' feedback. And if you have any other features or questions, this is the time. I mean, we're live. We have the developer with us as well, which is my partner, Max. And I'm going to ask him to hop in to answer some of you guys' questions. I'm going to jump back in because that's it. I'm pretty much done. So thank you guys for listening and being so patient and joining and moving all your schedule just to hear what I have to say about Doubly. And let's jump into the chat over here and see what we have about questions. So Max, you want to start?
About this compound, it's Amit going to answer. WooCommerce copy products web stock conditions. Yes, it's we'll copy the variants and all that related to first post to the second, all the meta of the variant, all the images of the variants.
Okay, Max.
Yeah.
Max? Yeah, let me pause real quick. We do have a couple of members here with us that may want to ask some questions. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down the chat and I'm going to highlight all the questions. So that way we don't miss anybody's questions. If it's something that was already answered, we can let them know it was answered. Just give them a quick, and we're just going to keep it moving that way. So with it, I guess this could be the first question right here. So I think
can we copy from an Elementor page to another page builder or even Gutenberger? So this is not something that we can support, unfortunately, even though it sounds cool. That would be a different tool. That's not what our...
It will not happen. That it's about copying. So it's copy one by one data. It's not modifying data when it's copied, just copy. So it will not happen in the near future. Also, I got some requests about Wix. Can you copy from Wix to Elementor? Like this. It's not possible, unfortunately. Would be very difficult to do.
Will there be
no issue
any
with cache plugins because it's not taking data from the front side, it's taking the data from the post itself, from the database, and there is no issue with the cache plugins.
Yeah, I think we also use cache plugins. We didn't have any problems.
Global styles. By the way, I answered all those questions in the chat. Global styles right now we can't copy. If I copy global style from one side from another to another, then it will change the current design, and it's not what you want to do. You don't want to change design to destination sites. So what I do in Elementor, I just break the global styles to private styles, and I create private styles from the global. So if it's color red, and I copy 5 sections, in each sections will be color red. After that, you can change in Elementor to global styles, each one of them, or global styles of yours, because I don't know what global styles you have.
Okay. So what happened with what we tried to doing? We had a lawyer website, then we had an accountant website, and when we copied and pasted, we didn't want the global styles because in most cases the fonts and the global colors are going to be different. So that's why we didn't include it right now, even though
okay, about the login, there's something that very important to understand. Copy design from one website to another without login. It's possible only with the live copy that you put yourself. There is an option for everything, and there is option for the live button only if you send permissions to copy for the guests. Only with the live button, it's only a way to copy from website without login. Otherwise, there is no option to copy some data from one website to another without login. So it's you have settings in Doubly for the permissions. Only those with administrator permissions by default can copy, but there is a setting for the permissions.
Okay, and here's one. I'm thinking this person probably purchased the 5 website when you had the discount, but they want to know if they upgrade, will they be able to keep that discount?
What we were not. I don't know the word for it in English, but contact me. It will be okay. Don't worry.
Okay, gotcha. And Wayne, you had a question here. This is your question.
Hi, several.
Go ahead and ask it.
You want me to ask
a question, Wayne? Yeah, go ahead.
Well,
Okay.
it was mainly about the WordPress media. Like when you copy and paste, sometimes it or duplicate it. Sometimes it recreates the image again, so you have duplicate images. But you guys indicate that if you copy and paste in one section to another section on the same website, it will not duplicate the images. Correct?
No, it will not duplicate the images. Every time I copy image, I check that this type of image exists by the file size and file name. And if it exists, then I just use the existing image. Only if it's not exist, I create the image in the destination website.
In terms of it will know by the URL of the image, or can it detect the similarity of the image?
It detects the file. Detects the file with the same file size, so it's 100% the same image with the same file size and the same name. So if it is 6, then just use the current image.
Brilliant. Thank you for that feature. Yeah. And another question: is the plugin lightweight? It's a lightweight plugin.
Yeah, it's very lightweight plugin, and it's not interrupting with your current workflow. I even it won't that could interact it. I don't want to do it. It's very lightweight, and it's the bottom line is it's not interrupting with your current flow or current design. You just have the copy paste button on the top and copy paste button, copy button in the bulk actions, and that's it.
I knew about this plugin about a month ago. I was moving a huge website. It took forever to copy, export, import, copy, paste. It was a nightmare. This would have saved me a ton of time.
That's what most.
So next time you'll remember this plugin and use it.
Definitely.
Here's one. I think I don't know if this person might have caught the answer to this towards the end of your presentation or not, but
Can we copy the post and keep them for use in the future? Yeah, you can export it, and then it will save it. I don't know if that answers the question.
Yeah, there is export zip. You can save the zip and use for later, of course.
This one?
This feature not yet exists, but it's a common request. I heard a couple of times, and we will definitely work on this feature.
Yeah, that will be cool if you can copy the settings from Astra.
Yeah, but every plugin has its own setting name, so I can do only with some common page or every plugin.
Okay, it's something that we need to invest.
We will definitely check if we could add this feature because it's a very common request.
Okay. Amit, you had a
about
comment?
WooCommerce?
Yes, WooCommerce, it's definitely work this way. It will copy everything that related to the product, every meta of the variation, every meta variation of the product, every image that has every variation, everything one-to-one that's related to a certain product. All the variations, all the images, all the meta, everything.
Okay.
Is there a WooCommerce feature for stock synchronization, such as from Web
No,
1?
no, no.
We don't do
Unfortunately,
synchronization. It's just copy paste,
no.
unfortunately.
And yes, there is.
So about the roadmap, on the landing page, on the MarTech landing page, at the end, there's the roadmap. It's the things that I talked about in the presentation. I mean, it's not something more than that.
Okay. And just so you guys have not seen the deal page, this is what it looks like.
Yeah. So at the end of the page, you have the roadmap.
Front page. There it is.
There it is.
There's no vote button here. Oh, I'm blocking it. There it is. So, okay. Pricing wise for the day, guys, 5 sites, 10 sites, and unlimited sites. So, what would be an advantage? So,
by the way,
yeah.
About that, I mean, it was really important for us to give the option to have less sites, but in general, the idea of Doubly, it's for people who have a lot of sites and want it active on all of them. Because if you're going to go into you can manage your licenses. You can deactivate and then activate and install and uninstall, but it's not comfortable that way. You want it always accessible. The whole point is that you have 100 websites, for as an example, and you can jump into any one of them at any time. You don't even need to go into the back end, and you can just grab whatever you need. So the whole point is to save time, not to make it complicated. But of course, if someone wants to buy a small package, or he has only one big staging website and one live website, then he needs the small package. But I don't think it's comfortable to go in, deactivate, activate the license, the settings and stuff like that.